children, my doves, my loves. Today we're gonna do a little bit of spellcraft craftiness. So thanks for being here with me today. We are going to be making a spell sort of piece of ephemera, I guess, that's been really potent for me in the past. These are wax seal stamped little like letters, little love letters, little prayers, little wishes. These are great because they're small, they're super easy and simple and quick to make. You can kind of sort of do them on the fly, and you can put them anywhere. You can put one in your shoe, you can glue it to your book of shadows, you can put it pretty much anywhere that you want, and it carries the intention and the message inside wherever you want to go. So, things you're going to need. You are going to need some paper. Does not matter what kind of paper, just grab some paper. You're going to need some wax. These are the kind that have wicks in them. They also come in little beads that you can heat up in a spoon and pour instead, but I like to use these because they're really simple, there's no mess, no fuss, and they're cheap. You're gonna need a wax stamp, or 2 or 3. I have 3. You can get these off of Amazon. You can also get them in little like gift kits at Barnes & Noble, which is where I got my first ones. You can choose one, maybe like I have one with one of my initials on it. I have one with a little Cupid on it, and I got this one which I think is like a Cardcaptor Sakura seal. I don't know, I got it off AliExpress. It was great. I just thought it was pretty. It looks like this when it's done. Pretty neat. Oh, you're also going to need a flame or a candle of some kind. So what I like to do with these kinds of spells is just, sometimes I use them as tributes to my patrons, sometimes I use them for sigil work, sometimes I use them for prayers, sometimes I use them to state intent and then like make a little object that contains that intent. So say for example, you want to say, I like to say thank you for Athena whenever I'm doing school-related stuff. She's helped me out quite a lot. Cut it down to size. Fold it up. Make sure that your edges meet in a way that is easy for you to kind of get them to stick together. And that will hold them together. I like to do this in 3s. Make it nice and little. Okay, so this is the part where you might need an adult. If you're not an adult, or if you're just clumsy like me, I always need an adult. I like to weigh it down with a stamp or something heavy if you're having trouble getting it to stay shut, because you want it to be pretty closed when you're doing things with it. So just weigh it down a little bit. Put this into the flame. Be quiet, Pudge. You're fine. Sorry, it's my dog, or my housemate's dog. Alright, light this on fire. It's going to start melting the wax. You kind of want to just keep it at a nice angle, like so, and wait for it to drip. At this point, you're going to want to work kind of fast. Make sure that you have the seal that you want to use on hand as this starts to drip wax onto the seal. Make sure you get it on both sides of the break of the paper so that it will hold it together. And get a good amount on there. If you don't have enough, it's going to make an incomplete seal and it's not going to look as nice. Sometimes with these I have a little bit of a hard time not getting like soot or like the black stain in there, but I actually don't mind that. It kind of makes it look a little bit more homegrown, and I'm okay with that. Alright. So before it cools off and gets hard, you want to take your seal. Don't touch that, it's very hot by the way. Take your seal, kind of set it on top, and then just leave it there for a minute. You don't need to push down super hard or anything. Just let it sit there for a minute while it cools off and hardens. If you pull it away a little too soon, it's gonna kind of smudge all over the place and get a little messy. And now it's sealed into a cute little package. You can put this anywhere you like. It's great. I know that Kellyanne Maddox has, in one of her videos, I'm sorry, I can't remember which one, she had on her altar a little mailbox with like a little box with a slot on the top, and she said that she liked it because it was like sending a letter to the gods, and I super like that. I don't have one of those, so I keep these in a little leftover jar, and I kind of use this as like a little power center for all the wishes and intentions that I've ever had over it. If you want to get crazy, sometimes people like to put botanicals in them. So if you had like the folded up envelope, you would just put some of the botanicals like here, drip the wax over it. You'd need a lot more wax to do it, and then put the seal on top. I don't particularly feel the need to do that at this very moment, but if you wanted to, you could. A lot of people use dried flowers, like little dried flowers, baby breath, and stuff like that. You can find lots of videos labeled as like satisfying for people doing wax seals to give you some more examples on what it looks like and how it turns out. Anyway, I really like this a lot. I used this a lot when I was doing my homework and when I was feeling like I needed some like extra oomph behind me during my final season, and I wrote a lot of prayers to Athena and a lot of like encouraging statements to myself that I could kind of hang on to. This is great for if you have a special event coming up and you're not feeling super confident. I like to put these affirmations into one of these little envelopes and then carry it with me for a job interview, or if you're doing a performance, or if you're going on a date and you're not sure how you feel about it. But either way, thank you so much for being with me today. I hope that this has been helpful or interesting to you. Please let me know if you decide to use this, or you have any interesting ideas about how else you could use wax sealing in your magical practice or spiritual practice. And I hope you have lots of fun with this. Thank you so much for being here. Stay safe, many blessings, and I'll talk to you soon.